Welcome everybody to Business 205 or Human Resources Management. My name is Neil Mayers and I'm going to be your professor for the class this summer. First thing, now that you've opened up this presentation and after you've had a chance to take a look at it, I want you to go to the discussion board and there's going to be a forum entitled Let's Introduce Ourselves. You're going to be asked in the instructions there to provide some information to share with myself and your classmates, as well as a picture or an image that you'd like to share. Really, my goal for this course, we all have, most of us I should say, have worked in companies that had an HR manager. What I want to do is first of all help you understand the breadth and depth involved in human resources. I think this is perhaps the most broad set of knowledge that any business function needs to have, and you'll see that in the next 10 weeks. But really my goal for the class is to help make you all the informed, empathetic, and engaged HR managers that you'd like to work with. My office is located in Culpeper. You can reach me via appointment there, and there's my email address is listed on this sheet. My hours are below. I'm happy to set up hours for phone appointments outside of those time zones if you send me an email in advance. Now, a little bit about my background. Prior to coming to teaching at Germanna, I had over 30 years of practical business experience, including 5 years as a brand manager for Kraft Foods, 7 years in a variety of sales and marketing roles for Cadbury Schweppes, including the last role was I was the marketing manager for Cadbury Beverages in Canada. Thirdly, before opening an HR business and consulting company, I spent 5 years as the vice president of sales and marketing for a company called RUS, which was a $300 million industrial services company, where I had responsibility for a sales force of 150 plus people. Solutions recruiting is focused largely on HR and staffing management, consulting issues for major corporations. Now, really 5 sections, if you're thinking about the textbook, 5 sections that it has. In addition to having kind of an overview section, the first 2-3 chapters, where it talks about how HR fits in corporation, the different roles that it plays and the regulations that they need to be aware of. Section 2 would be understanding planning and staffing for a quality organization, how to maximize, set up structures and processes to maximize performance, provide incentives through compensation and benefits to do so, and last but not least, some more kind of big picture or external issues that you need to deal with, such as global marketing and employee relations issues. So 5 sections for the book. Now, most of what we do for this class, and this is for this particular course, most of what we're going to do, most of our time is going to be spent right there in the weekly homework modules. Now, in that, you can see it here, it's assigned by week. You're going to see 95% of the information you're going to need for the course. It's going to include reading, discussion board, and PowerPoint presentations. Outside of that is this tab right here for tests and quizzes. That's where there are 4 quizzes and a final exam. That's where you will find those. And then the syllabus right above weekly modules, which is going to give you the schedule for the class and other important things that you're going to need to read through, as well as a couple of other tabs on here, some information on myself. And also note there's a tab called Presentation Help right here, which is going to help you understand how to use PowerPoint better. Every week, all the things you're going to need for that week, if you drill down in one of those homework module weeks here, first of all, you'll see the reading that's going to be assigned. You're going to see a discussion board and a presentation as well. So all the information that you're going to need is going to be contained in that. And the information, all of the homework assignments for a given week, if the homework, for example, the first week starts Monday 21st, that following Sunday at midnight is always when your assignments are due. PowerPoint presentations. As I said, I would strongly encourage everybody to take a look at that Presentation Help tab. That's going to have a quick video that's going to talk about how to put one together, as well as a sheet that you can print out that's, I think, going to give you some very useful tips and guidelines to use, and it echoes really what I believe. So that tab is important. Now, why do I use this so much, and you're going to use it a lot? It's because that's how business communicates in many cases. This is a critically important tool for people to use, so I want to make sure that you're comfortable with it. Now, understand that what a PowerPoint presentation or Google Slides, for that matter of fact, is going to have is going to see, if you look over here, this is an example of one. It's going to have bullet points, will make it easier, not lots of sentences or paragraphs of text. It's going to have graphics or charts that help add to your story. So this is basically what a good PowerPoint slide would look like. A couple of issues or things that will get you points deducted would be, A, if you submit this and you don't address the questions. And I will typically put 2 to 4 bullet points of what I'm looking for. If you don't address one or all of them, could cost you points. If you don't use information from the text, there are times when I will see people that will try to answer a question and it doesn't necessarily appear that they've read the chapter. It may be good generalities that you've listed, but I'm going to expect that you're using data from the book and the chapter itself. Or thirdly, it's something that's very sparse. It only has a couple of bullet points with a few words on it. You're here to tell a story, and the story is the one that I've asked you to tell in the homework assignment. Textbook. You need the textbook as soon as possible. This is the textbooks this is the 7th edition is the one we're using. Honestly, if you use the 6th edition, you'd be fine. If you get it new, that's great. If you get it used from someplace else, that's fine. If you want to get it electronically, that's fine as well. I am not concerned about where you get it from, but you will need a textbook. If there's any questions on that, please ask me directly. How grading works here. First of all, it's an overview. There's going to be 4 quizzes about roughly every 2 weeks. It's not exactly that, but it's roughly every couple of weeks. And they're worth 75 points each, or 30% of your grade. Now, the homework is going to be the biggest section. The homework combined is going to be half of your grade. I'll say that again. The homework will be half of your grade for this class. There's 10 presentations worth 25 points each, and 10 discussions worth 25 points each. Now, with the discussions, and I'll hit on this in a second as well, you are responsible for I'm going to jump right to this here, a 150-word post on the discussion board, in addition to 2 25-word replies to other classmates. So it's 150 words plus 2 25-word replies. I will dock points if you only do your post and don't do the replies. Going back up above, there will also be a final exam that's worth 20% of your grade. Grade Center will be out of 1,000 points, as it says here. And with PowerPoint presentations, I'm expecting it will have instructions on each assignment, that you have a 4 to 6 page assignment that answers a question addressed. A little bit about what to expect from me. And this is the result of a class survey that was done a couple years ago, which is very typical of the grades. I would tell you that most people want to participate. I do encourage participation in all things that we do, and most of my students do. I will tell you that if you ask the students how much time did you have to put into the class, 12 out of 15 said a lot or a huge amount. But I will also tell you that if you asked how much you learned, 15 out of 15 said a lot or a huge amount. I will ask you to invest a lot to put in, but you're going to hopefully get a good return on your investment for doing so. Everybody would have said I treated them fairly, and the course got very good ratings. So invest a lot, you'll get a lot out of it. With that said, I look forward to working with everybody in this class. Let me know if you have any questions as we move forward, and I will talk to you soon.